Welcome to Absolute Truth, Episode 3, The Blame Game. Why is it so much easier to blame someone else or the situation? Well, it's because we don't want to acknowledge our faults, our insecurities, and the fact that we're not perfect. And when we start to acknowledge those things, we can actually progress and work on ourselves and make ourselves better. But until we do that, we're still going to be stuck in the same cycle, and we're not really going to be happy with anything that is going on in our lives. A lot of people spend a lot of time and energy focused on blaming others and the situation, but what they don't realize is if they actually focus that energy on improving themselves and trying to fix a situation that they're in, then they would be a lot better off. Because there isn't any situation outside of a serious illness or death that can't be solved with time and effort. There's always a way out. You may not see it, but it's there. Now, when it comes to relationships, there are always a ton of excuses. The one I hear the most is all men are dogs or all women are crazy. First of all, the most important thing that most people don't realize is you're attracting these people. There's a certain situation that you're putting yourself in, or there's a certain place you go to go meet people that all these crazy people or all these dogs are at. So you need to figure out what you're doing wrong, what kind of energy you're putting off, because that's what's attracting those people. Another thing people need to look at is their past. If you've dated 6 or 7 different men and all of them have cheated on you, all those men have something in common. You picked off them. There's something in them that you saw that you like. You have to realize that you have a constant pattern of choosing these people. It's not them. It's not everybody else in the world. It's you. A lot of women complain that they can't find a good man, but far too often they're the ones that are turning down the men that they say that they want. So it's really backwards. They're saying things, but they're not practicing what they're preaching. Men that think that all women are crazy, again, it's who you're attracting, where you're looking for these women. If you're meeting women in the club and you're expecting to find a wife in the club, I'm not saying that it's impossible, but your chances are very low.
I want red dot tough, you're not that boy, you're not that boy. You talk tough, but you're not tough, you're not that boy, you're not that boy.
I rhyme by designer hustlers, never gave a damn about them suckers and busters. A kid got a mean mink distortion, all assortment and bros and a feather band on saucers. Sending men in a sauce of tea bow, uncles took a swig at a heavenly gin in Jerry's den. Brooks Brothers, Brooks Blood, I ain't talking tuxedo.
Minds and it's wanna remind you of Carlito. I'm a gamma 5, gamma ray, glamour guy. Talking machine, shock you, shock a lower by.
4, 3, 2, 1.
What up? Bang, bang, boogie.
Another situation I don't really understand why it gets so much blame is the school system. The school system isn't perfect by any means, but compared to, let's say, the 1930s, there's barely anyone that's illiterate nowadays. Everyone has a basic reading comprehension level, can do basic math to a certain point, but yet parents are complaining that the school system isn't teaching their kids anything. What parents need to realize is the home is the first place where children build a foundation in education. So if you're not spending time with your child, if you're not reading to them every day or helping them to read or encouraging them to read, how could you blame the school system when it was your job before it was their job? How could you blame the school system for not teaching your child basic math? Because they're with your child for maybe, 8 to 10 hours a day. And then your child comes home and you're not home because maybe you might have a second job. I understand the bills have to get paid, but don't blame the school system for something that you're responsible for. Now, before I get started, women do have it pretty hard. They have to get dressed up, they have to work out, stay in shape, because to be honest with you, there are some men out there that will dump you or divorce you if you gain too much weight. They have to constantly get their hair done, constantly buy new clothes. But there are certain things you guys don't have to deal with. For example, the other day I was on the internet. I was on allhiphop.com, so I was on the forums or whatever, and somebody posted this picture of a girl. I was like, all right, she's okay. She had one of those side profile pics, and I was like, oh, she's pretty. She's all right. So I keep scrolling down. The second picture, I'm like, she's still okay, but she's kind of funny looking, like something's not adding up. I scroll down to the third picture, and she definitely looks kind of like, all right, she has a lot of makeup on, and, but that was normal. So I scroll down to the next message, like right under it, and, I found out it's a guy. And I don't think that's something girls have to deal with at all, like finding out that a guy used to be a girl. That's not that much of a, like, you'll know. But for a lot of us guys nowadays, it's really hard to tell the difference. So my advice to you is check her baby pictures, her high school pictures, her birth certificate, even her social if you have to. Because anybody that gets caught in that situation, a straight guy, it could end up in a bad way, just in a bad situation. So just make sure you do your research before you get overly interested in her. Just make sure you do your research first.
Yeah. Yo, microphone check 1 2. Yo, who's the one that's been running the race? Me. Who's the one that's been running in place? You. And who's the one you tried to find so tough, but the whole time was sitting right in front of your face? Yes, I'm on another level, another label. Players don't die, we try luck at other tables. And when I lose, I learn I'm still winning major. I jump forward and back and through the missing stages. A perfect day to make a perfect entrance. A perfect sentence I can't perfect, but I just keep pushing pencils. No fake trace stencils, and do it all by hand so they have respect. Shit. I know the feeling when you're dealing with accomplishments, wishing they would diss you instead of give you compliments. That's what made you who you are, not what you became. Part of being a star is getting burnt in flames. Kinda ill, the mind's a trip. 2020 when we broke, but blind when rich. I just see it as a sign, but kept rhyming instead, and keep lighting up these pads like Simon says. What?
My friends and I always are discussing music, and we're always going back and forth, rap music specifically. And from what I've seen, it's almost like everyone plays favoritism to certain artists, but for some reason there's certain artists I don't understand what they get as much hype as they do. The one person that usually comes up the most is Lil Wayne. For those of you that don't know, the Carter 4 came out maybe a couple weeks ago, sold 1 million copies. It sold pretty well. But I haven't listened to the album myself, but I have gone and I read the lyrics to some of the songs, and to me, the lyrics don't make much sense at all. Wayne has always been a really great mixtape rapper, but to a certain sense, he's never been able to have one thought and just expand on it through the whole song. He's just kind of all over the place, which works on a mixtape, but not necessarily on an album. While I was reading some of the lyrics, I just wanted to read some of them to you. It's like I have it all, but I don't have to worry. I'm married to the money, a true love story. Only God can judge me, I don't need a jury. Nothing's standing in my way, like nothing's my security. Back to the journey, that BS don't concern me. If I knew I was going to jail, I would my attorney. If you're sleeping on me, I hope you toss and turning. I'm so cold, I'm hypothermic. Ask her, she will confirm it. Now to me that whole verse doesn't make any sense. There's no real substance to anything he really says. And I'm sure that there are people out there that disagree with me. Even some of my friends disagree with me. But again, that's my point. Everybody has their preference. Everybody has their favorite artist. There's always going to be somebody out there that thinks your favorite artist is overrated. And it's not like there's anything really objective that we can look at to qualify an artist as one of the greatest. Like album sales, lyricism, the it factor. There's a whole bunch of different things that go into it, but no one thing makes an artist great. And until we have something objective to qualify these artists, it's just going to be like this. It's just going to be a matter of opinion. That's it for this week. Please give us a call at 561-463-2691. Leave us a comment or a message about what we discussed today. You can also reach us at tolpodcast@yahoo.com. Thank you for listening, and I will be back next week.